Ethan always believed the stories about secret societies were nothing more than urban legends. Dark cults, hidden rituals, whispers of power, they belonged to movies, not real life. But when the email arrived, everything changed. It was short and cold. You have been chosen. Meet us at the old quarry. Midnight. At first, he laughed, thinking it was some elaborate prank. But curiosity gnawed at him like a starving animal. The quarry had been abandoned for years, a place where kids dared each other to go on Halloween. Now, under the pale light of a dying moon, Ethan stood there alone, the wind biting his skin. Then, they appeared, 3 figures in black, faces hidden beneath hoods. None spoke at first. One stepped forward and placed an envelope in his hand. "Read," the voice commanded, calm yet sharp like broken glass. The letter inside was handwritten in red ink. "Welcome to the path. If you wish to proceed, you must endure what others cannot. The first trial begins tonight. Fail, and you will never leave this place." Ethan's throat tightened, but something inside him burned, a desire he could not explain. He nodded. The figure gestured toward the forest. "Go. Do not move. Do not sleep. Survive until dawn." And just like that, the first trial began. The forest was a vast sea of shadows, its silence heavier than stone. Ethan sat against a gnarled tree, heart thudding so loudly he feared they could hear it. The rules echoed in his mind. Don't move. Don't sleep. Survive until dawn. At first, it seemed simple. Just sit. Just wait. But as the hours stretched on, the forest came alive with whispers. The rustle of leaves sounded like voices. Branches cracked under unseen weight. At one point, he swore he saw eyes glowing in the darkness, watching. His muscles screamed from stillness. Sleep clawed at his brain, luring him with sweet promises. He bit his lip until it bled, the metallic taste grounding him in reality. When the first hint of gray bled into the sky, he dared to breathe. He had made it. He was no longer just Ethan. He was an external adept now. But the letter had warned him, this was only the beginning. Weeks later, Ethan stood on the edge of a desolate cabin buried deep in the mountains. The second trial awaited him, 6 months alone. No phone, no letters, no voices but his own. The first days were almost peaceful. He chopped wood, cooked meager meals, listened to the wind through the pines. But then, the silence grew heavier. Time warped. The days bled together until he could no longer tell dreams from reality. He began talking to the walls, whispering to shadows. Sometimes, at night, he heard footsteps outside, slow and deliberate. Once, he woke to find strange symbols carved into the door, symbols he had not made. By the end of 6 months, Ethan's beard was wild, his eyes hollow, his smile long gone. He had survived, but something inside him had cracked, and the cult knew it. The cave was a wound in the earth, black and endless. "This is where you die or ascend," the hooded man said. For 30 days, Ethan would live in darkness. No fire, no light, no sound but the drip of water and his own ragged breathing. At first, he counted the seconds, then the minutes. But soon, numbers lost meaning. He began hallucinating, faces in the dark, voices whispering secrets, the feeling of cold hands brushing his skin. He tried to scream once. The sound died in his throat. Somewhere in that void, Ethan stopped being Ethan. When he emerged at the end of the lunar month, the sun scorched his pale skin, and his eyes were no longer the same. He had stared into the abyss, and the abyss had stared back. He was now a master. The cult's final gift was purpose. They called it an insight roll. Ethan was sent into the world, again, but as someone else. He infiltrated a radical group, learned their secrets, spoke their language. Each day blurred the line between his real self and the mask he wore. When the authorities arrested the group months later, Ethan simply disappeared into the crowd, his mission complete. He had become a ghost, a weapon forged in darkness. And somewhere, in an encrypted chat, he received another message. "You have done well, Master. The next task awaits." Ethan closed his laptop and smiled. It was a hollow, inhuman smile. Because once you join the path, there is no going back.